Okay, so I just filmed 3 partial car vlogs on my way home. It took up the entire drive. My drive's not that long, but whatever. And each one I just ended because either I decided that it was stupid or I insulted someone, which is really sad. And then like the last one I went on a tangent about not having any friends, which is true but not true at the same time. Anyways, and then I started talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, oh, I should just do a vlog about that because that's more interesting and there's less of a chance that I'm probably going to ramble. So, backstory. About a month before the end of school, 2 of my friends, Sean and Morgan, who are a year, well, Sean's 2 years younger than me, but they're both in junior year, they're going to be seniors next year, and they were talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, you guys play Dungeons and Dragons? You know, because I've never seen it. I don't really know what Dungeons and Dragons entails, but I was just kind of making fun of them on principle because it's really nerdy. Just the connotation of playing Dungeons and Dragons is nerdy, and they're like, yeah. And so, you know, I was kind of making fun of them a little bit, and then, you know, Sean told me that Dungeons and Dragons was applicable to real life, and I laughed even harder. And he's like, Brie, you can't make fun of it until you've tried it, or until you've at least, like, seen what it is. And I was like, fine. Fine. The next time you guys have a Dungeons and Dragons meet, I will come. Now, fast forward to the weekend before VidCon, which would have been last weekend, something like that. That was the first time I actually got to go to one of their Dungeons and Dragons meets, because every other time that they invited me, because they kept going, Brie, you gotta come watch. But every single time, I was either busy or out of town or something, so I couldn't play. I wasn't gonna play, I couldn't go watch them. So finally, 2 weeks ago, I managed to have time to go watch the Dungeons and Dragons thing. You know, which I was pretty apprehensive about, and my friend Craig, who you've seen on this channel a couple times, he told me that I wasn't allowed to play with them because Dungeons and Dragons is like meth, not even once. It's the social suicide that I've been, you know, on the edge of committing for a very long time. So anyways, so I go to the Dungeons and Dragons meeting, and it's at Sean's house, and his mom apparently just finds it completely normal that I've come to watch them play Dungeons and Dragons. So I go downstairs, and there are 5 boys sitting at the ping pong table. They took the net down so they'd have, you know, like a giant end table kind of thing. And there were like papers and, hey look, it's my puppy. Hi, Savannah. There were papers and little action figures and all sorts of crap, like, all over the place. Okay, it's getting dark. Vinny! Is my brother not? No, I just walked by the car and there was no car there, and I guess that didn't register with me as my brother is not home. Anyways, so I go down there, and, you know, there's these 5 boys with all of this crap on the table, and, okay, roll for initiative is the first thing that I hear. And so immediately I just start laughing because I know all of the boys, even though I'm not, like, really good friends with a couple of them. And it was the nerdiest thing I have ever been to, but I completely fell in love with it because it's the right amount of nerdiness and the right amount of imagination that I've always been partial to. So, from my Nair buddy. So this is the Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook. It's Ben's. Ben lent it to me so I could create my character. But it is the most complicated thing in the world. So this is what I already have. My name is Rowan Waywocket. I am a cleric gnome. And, you know, I have all these numbers that I don't know what they mean. And so here's the character creation page. They're like, okay, Brie, you need to do this. We'll lend you the book. You'll figure it out. So roll ability scores. I think we already did that. And then assign and adjust ability scores. And then review the starting package. Record racial and class features. Select skills. Select a feat, review description chapter, select equipment, record combat numbers, more details, and then here's like the character abilities chapter. But, like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with this. Because it talks about armor class, but I don't know what I'm supposed to write there, and then there's like a +10 thing. This is the most complicated game in the world. I'm regretting it, but Sam, one of the boys who plays, told me that he wouldn't lend me the last season of Battlestar Galactica or Firefly if I didn't play with them, and I really want to see the last episode of last season of Battlestar Galactica because the website I was watching it on got shut down by Joe Biden. And Firefly is like a nerd cult classic, so I kind of feel like I'm obligated to see it. So yeah, this is kind of a long vlog video. I need to go put the food that I bought away. Okay, well, goodbye.